Eamon Khan here, 4 seconds out with trainer Tony Sims. Tony, Conor Benn comes through with a decision win over Pete Dobson. Good fight there it turned out into. Seemed like Conor was figuring out their style, took a few shots and then sailed to the victory.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, it was obviously Dobson was defensively quite smart. He was evading a lot of Conor's big shots, but I felt like in the middle rounds he might start fighting back because he hardly done anything for the early rounds. But I think he had a couple of rounds where he threw a few shots and then he kind of went back into his shell, which was a bit disappointing really. Where he's an unbeaten fighter, I just thought he'd have more of a go. But so Conor won it pretty easily really. But it's just when people watch Conor Benn, they just want to see the knockout, but it's not always possible. Some people have got good chins and some people defensively are smart and aware. And obviously it's good that he's gone the 12 rounds. That's what I was pleased about because he's never done 12 rounds before. So experience-wise, it was really good.
Did you feel that moment was there at all where Conor might have clipped Dobson and he could have maybe jumped on him or could have maybe found other gaps there? Do you feel that was ever present during the fight?
Conor clipped him a few times, but he was very smart defensively. He was turning off the right hand, and obviously Conor's got big power in that shot. And then with the left hook, he was leaning right down, and then he was holding. So he kind of was evading a lot of stuff and then holding on. So he was trying to cancel Conor out, but. Them little things with fighters like that, what you got to go back, you got to rerun the fight over, watch it over, and then you got to adjust for the next fighter that you meet like that. But I thought it was an okay performance by Conor. I think obviously he's got a lot more in the tank. He's got a lot on his mind at the minute with the appeal coming up this month. So. I'd like to get his head clear and that out of the way before he fights again.
What instructions were you giving him in between rounds?
Just to, step and try and create some angles where Dobson, where he was coming straight on at Dobson and Dobson was turning. I just wanted to create some angles so you can hit him off the angle more. But as I say, as soon as he just kind of was closing him down, he was holding as well. So he was quite a difficult opponent to get hold of.
Of the names mentioned for his next fight, who would you most like?
Whoever's the biggest fight. At the end of the day, fighters fight for money, and and that's their business. That's where they earn a living from. So, if the numbers match up and the fight's there, whoever's in front of me, obviously I like him to go for a world title. That's the ultimate goal for any professional fighter. So a world title next would be fantastic. But wherever really the money is.
The likes of Brony were mentioned, Barris mentioned. Some fight fans want to see Avanesian. Would you entertain Avanesian?
It's wherever the money is. I don't know whether there's any money in that fight. Obviously, Conor wants the big names, and it's wherever the big money is, wherever he can get the big money. Obviously, the world title is the ultimate, but wherever the money is, really.
Just a couple of final things. Just want to get your thoughts on Fury-Usyk was postponed now due to a cut above the eye. Just from your experience in your career when a fighter's had a cut, do you feel that's long enough for him to recover and not have the eye being an issue heading into the undisputed fight?
Yeah, like you say, I'm not sure because I'm not sure of the job that he's had done on it, stitch-wise. I'm sure he's got top surgeons to stitch it up and that, and so only he knows of it as an individual. But like you say, I think it's May the 18th, isn't it? They've rescheduled it for, and obviously it's disappointing because I've got Joe Cordina on the card, and we're just finishing a big camp, so now we've got to go back to camp again, which is a bit disappointing. But injuries do happen in the sport, and there's not much you can do about it really.
As a trainer, do you see that as a target, as a weakness, the cut above the eye?
No, it's just one of them things. I've had fighters. I think John Ryder, I had 14 years with him. I think he cut once early in his career and never cut again. You just don't know. You can't say it's a weakness. It just happens with fighters. And, it's just one of them things.
Can I just ask you as well, from a training perspective, there was the hard sparring that was going on 2 weeks before the fight. That doesn't seem like outside of the norm, but with a fight of that magnitude, would you, or have you in the past tailored the sparring to maybe taper it down earlier than usually it does do?
Not really. Only on the last week, really. He'd probably cut the rounds down, really, on the sparring. But you know, you need that. You need that sparring. Like, you need that tough sparring to get you ready for the fight. And you know, it looked like he was having a tough spar and just an accidental. It looked like an elbow that clipped him and cut him open. It's just one of them things.
I want to fail to mention you had two other fighters as well on the undercard too. How do you feel they came through their fights?
Yeah, you know, Jimmy looked spectacular. He got the knockout, and like we know from the amateurs that Jimmy Sains can punch, and he looked great. And George beat another unbeaten fighter on his Las Vegas debut and won every round. So you couldn't ask for more, really.
Tony, pleasure. Thanks for checking us out, sir.
Thank you.